All right, this video is for Button Turrible at Buttonwillow Raceway, and there is a lot to cover, so we are just going to jump right in. First of all, it is election season, and as many people have drawn the parallel between our current election season and the film Idiocracy from 2006, this team did a whole Idiocracy theme that was hella sweet.
Yep.
Complete with the Brawndo, the Thirst Mutilator, Bubbler Fountain.
Yeah, but let's face it, if you're not voting for Dwayne, Elizondo, Mountain Dew, Herbert Camacho, the choices are really limited.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of America! President Camacho!
You know what else was but terrible? The fire truck caught on fire. We didn't like to see that at all.
Also at this race, but terrible, Porsche 944 blew out its clutch. It's impossible to change.
Yeah.
We've seen this many times, and this team was no different. It took them 17 hours to fix it. And whenever we say that, there's always somebody on the internet that says, 17 hours? I'm a master Porsche technician. I can do it in 15 and a half.
Also, but terrible, Tim Odell's van, Judge Tim, parked at the Motel 6 in Buttonwillow. And Buttonwillow, by the way, is but terrible.
Yeah.
Broken into, everything stolen. It was awful.
Yeah, and to add insult to injury, we made it a penalty to fix his van windows, of which they had smashed 2.
Right.
And they found Lexan at the pro shop and like, oh man, this is actually going to be pretty good. But they put it in using LeMons duct tape. He's been driving around like that since.
Yeah. There was a Brock Yates, RIP, Cannonball Run van. There was a big, tight, cozy coupe. There was the Texas Chainsaw Mustang. And there was a cool Subaru Brat.
Now we saw our very first Acura RSX at LeMons, which you cannot give that for $500, even though it's a 15-year-old
Right.
car at this point. And on top of that, the team that was running this particular inaugural Acura RSX at
dude.
LeMons was Grateful Racing, and we know them from running a
hopeless.
very, very unreliable Mazda RX-7, so it all evened out. They did not dominate.
So close, but yet so far away.
We had the Dr. Seuss penalty.
Driver 1 has eyes but does not see. The yellow flag's for all to see.
I like to spur into the dirt. I am Phil, king of the hill.
We had the Entertain the Gate Staff penalty.
I hope you put this on the website.
And we had the Recreate the Cover of a Romance Novel penalty.
That's what's built. That's excellent. Good? Yeah, 30 more minutes.
Pretty good. Other hand with your, yeah.
You gotta tilt your head a little, Mike. There you go. There you go. Are you sure you've never gone to massage therapy school? One of my natural talents.
I've never asked if Neo likes giving massages. Soft laughter tinkled above him.
And we also saw a car that we've come to love, this really cool 64 Ford Falcon.
Why have you ruined a classic? Eyesore Racing had a 40th birthday party
Yeah.
for their car. It was its 40th race, and they did pretty well until the car stopped running, and they took apart the fuel regulator, they took apart the fuel rail, they chased it all the way back through the fuel pump. Now, bear in mind, these are Mazda engineers,
Yeah.
Garrett engineers, and SpaceX engineers,
Yeah.
and they worked all the way through the fuel system to the gas tank, which was, in fact, empty.
The mother was out of gas.
Heroic Fix Trophy went to fire in the hole. This is an E30 with a V8 conversion in it. That
that'll
never
work.
works. Yeah. So the car, of course, blew up. One guy out of the whole team owns a wrench.
Yeah.
He spent the whole weekend working on it. They were never going to make it.
Yeah.
He made it at the very last minute. The car went out triumphantly, and it circled around the track, except they forgot to put their transponder on. So officially, they still show 0, but they did get like 5 laps. So
Yeah.
good enough.
I Got Screwed went to Pink Panzer and their Mercedes E-Class. Now, these guys emailed me well before the race, and they were a first-time team, and I could tell that they thought they had this total insider secret that
See
was
this
going
all
to
the
make
time.
them dominate. And their secret was being Mercedes dealership technicians, and they had access to a car that a customer had abandoned, a relatively modern V8 powered Mercedes. And I could tell by the tone of their emails that, well, we might have a trick or two up our sleeve, but don't worry about it. We're not gonna.
We're just here to have fun.
We're gonna be there
That's
to have
what
fun.
I always say.
And-
We're just here to have
and
fun.
I knew that they thought
Yeah.
we were gonna totally wipe the walls with these sorry ass dudes in their Humber Super Snipes. What happened? Of course, they were dominated by the Super snipe.
Yeah.
They had the problems that everybody with a modern Mercedes has, technician or not, which is horrible wiring and mystery problems that nobody knows how to solve. But we felt bad for them. They got screwed.
Yep. One of the special trophies was the Failure in Bulk Award. This went to this team. They bought Corey Dickman's old Crown Victoria, and they wanted to decorate it, and so they made this giant shopping cart.
Actually, before that, they emailed me and they said, man, we got a Crown Vic. We're going to make it into Thomas Tank Engine.
Right.
And I was like, dude,
It's so big.
VW Jetta,
Yeah.
Thomas Tank Engine, been running in LeMons for years. Think of something else. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, crap, what do we do? And
So-
this is what they came up
Yeah,
with.
so they made this giant shopping cart, and it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was good.
Although it would have been even more awesome if they had like an oil drum,
Yeah.
like labeled can of peas.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was pretty sweet. The thing I really liked about this car, though, they somehow, in the process of making it a shopping cart, forgot how to get the hood open.
Yeah.
So they were like banging on it with hammers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And dude's like, there's a little thing inside the car. You know, like every car's had since 1961. Oh, dang, it worked great.
Judge's choice went to Johnny Crash and the Folsom Prison Racers, and they had a Honda Civic, and it was from the era where Hondas had 6 trillion vacuum lines.
Yep.
Now, the thing about Honda is it had 6 trillion vacuum lines. Every 6 trillion one of those worked and did a job, and
Yeah.
if you just left it alone, it would
Yeah.
run for 600,000 miles.
Yeah.
These guys, of course, this is a race car. It doesn't need any of this stuff. This is what the government wants you to have. Yoink, they yanked all 600 out.
Yeah.
Car ran like crap,
Yeah.
had 40 horsepower.
Yeah.
And somehow it had enough power for them to rack up all of these black flags on Saturday. And so it was parked in impound. They finally let Judge Steve drive the car as part of a payment to get out of penalty. It immediately ran out of gas, and Judge Steve said, oh man, there ain't no gas in this car. And it turned out they hadn't refilled it since the beginning of a test day at Willow Springs 2 weeks before. Anyway, judges thought that was hilarious. Judge's choice.
The second special award was the Lifetime Underachievement Award, and this went to Spank for The People versus Spank J. Simpson. And here was the conceit. One of his cars, the Moke, is the white Bronco. And 7 of his other cars
Yeah.
are all the police cars.
Yeah.
And the vision was they just would,
Yeah.
at extremely low speed, because that's all Spank's cars do,
Yeah.
at extremely low speed, they would, all chase the Bronco around. It was brilliant. And they really went to town. I mean, they had, so Sophie Eisen, Anton's wife, and one of our drivers, she works for a video company, and they got these 30-year-old giant video cameras like they had during the OJ period. I mean, they did it all, and it was brilliant.
Organizer's choice went to Team Wasted Potential and their Ramblero, which of course is a Rambler that has been converted into a pickup truck. Now, being a little bit sour
Why
on the
wouldn't you?
idea of Ramblers in LeMons, for reasons that you probably should realize by now, these guys are another team that emailed me way in advance, gonna make a Ramblero. I'm like, yeah, all right. I'll believe it when I see it. I get a lot of emails like that. 99% of them don't show up. But lo and behold, at Buttonwillow, up rolls the Ramblero.
It was pretty awesome.
And it ran good. It had a Ford Straight 6 in it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It was pretty good.
And all in all, really excellent effort. Organizer's choice.
And that takes us to the index of effluency, and this was won kind of for the second time by a Humber Super Snipe wagon. A gray Humber Super Snipe wagon won the IOE
Right.
years ago. That car did like 40 barrel rolls and was destroyed.
Yeah.
He went out, he got exactly the same car.
Yeah.
It is exactly as terrible. He ran the LeMons Rally in it and
Yeah.
finished the LeMons Rally with
Yeah.
this car. Brought it to Buttonwillow and dominated, just went around and around in a huge circle. So, Humber Super Snipes, 100% IOE quotient.
You know, there's another brand
Yeah.
that has a 100% IOE quotient. Studebaker.
Yes.
Here's LeMons in a nutshell.
Again, all this is presumption now. It's apparent that the police believe it.
Well,
and
it's
that
not
is
great.
Cowling's car, and that Simpson is in the driver's seat. We've received a report of a gun in the car. The car is heading north, which would be toward Los Angeles. We picked it up in Orange County. The vehicle is registered to Al Cowling, a former teammate, close friend of O.J. Simpson's, who has been a fugitive from justice now almost 12 hours.
Now that I got that out my system, watch me stab up the track as if my name was O.J. Simpson. I pack some in like Van Halen. I work for mine. You're freeloading like Kato Kalin. I'm representing with my crew.
What? Spank J, do your fireproof gloves fit?
My fireproof gloves fit. I don't have any fire.
Does this fit?
No, this is something that fits.
The first thing Fish asked us, I was like, where's Fish? We need Fish's opinion. Fish came over. The very first question that Fish asked, is there fuel in this thing? Everyone just dismisses Fish like that's the stupidest question anyone would ever ask. That was his first question.
Yeah.
Does it have gas?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Fish, out of here. We don't need that kind of stupid question.
Everyone, this is my daddy's. This is the baddest car in the world. And also the PB. This broke down really quick.